Hey guys, Kevin here bringing you a brand new video. Today we're going to be doing day 14 of Failed Film February. The film that we're going to be discussing today is called My Bloody Valentine. Now I will be doing this, I guess like unedited, not as many cuts just because I'm really tired, don't have time to, really put a whole lot of effort into this day's video, but I will still make the video, make the review. So yeah, um, My Bloody Valentine is like a horror movie, classic horror movie from the 80s. It's definitely like taking some of like its inspiration from like Halloween and like other like slashes of its kind. But like what it does with what it has is actually like pretty good because it's like it uses this like setting of like a mine, mine shaft or whatever you want to call it. And like, it has like these intense situations with like, these people keep dying and you're like, okay, who's going to die next and who's the killer, and you're slowly like figuring it out along the way. And it's just really interesting to see like how it progresses, and there's definitely a lot of like good building of tension with like all these people dying and how smart this killer is. And with how it's captured too, especially, I really appreciated it just because it's like, you're seeing like through the eyes of this killer, and it's like, you're watching him like as he's like moving in on his victims. I mean, you can definitely compare that to like Halloween, but like, it's done in a sort of way that's just really likable. And I mean, like, I am, like a sucker for like a good quality horror movie, and it's not like I'm not gonna not enjoy what I'm seeing here. So it's just like, I mean, it's pretty good. And yeah, and also you're slowly building up to this like reveal of who the killer is. And I almost guessed who it was actually, but I was actually still wrong. But yeah, like there's this like whole anticipation of like, oh, who really is the killer and whatnot. Like, cause the movie kind of like leads you to believe it's this one guy at first, but then you're like, well, I don't know about that. I mean, it could be this other guy, could be this other guy, and you're like, you don't know. So that was kind of interesting, and yeah, just like a lot of great horror created. The score is really good with this too. And just with like these character deaths, like like how like calculated they are and whatnot, and it's just a really fun, intense horror movie. I will say like some of the things wrong with this is just like the character writing like feels a little like off at times. Just like I feel like the characters in this are just like a little bit like just like dull. Like I feel like they're not like exceptionally like interesting. They're pretty run of the mill. It's just like you have a bunch of kids who are like partying, and they want to still party because it's Valentine's Day. They want to celebrate Valentine's Day. Whoop de doo. It's just like some of them have like relationship drama. There's this girl, and one guy likes the girl and wants to be with her, and then the other guy also likes the girl and wants to be with her. And it's like, okay, I mean, cool. I mean, nothing that special here. I mean, there's no sort of like level of like nuance to these characters that really like makes you interested in them. I feel like, and that's kind of like the biggest issue I had with it. It's just like there's nothing really that interesting here, when it comes to these people in particular. Even though like the horror itself is great, but yeah, it's just like I don't know, like who are these people, man? Are they really that like special? And I mean, also it's like it's an early '80s movie, and like I feel like the lines of dialogue and like the jokes and like the campiness like just show like, the datedness of a movie like this. Whereas it's like, it's an 80s movie, so like, 80s movies have like, like great things about them, about like, like how they're made, and the horror elements and whatnot. And but there's also like some like not so good things about them, like that you see here. And just like, yeah, I'm like, there's things like, just like some things in like quality that aren't like the greatest. um but yeah, this film wasn't originally going to be part of my lineup, but I was like, you know what? I should watch something for Valentine's Day in celebration. And also, like, I saw this on a list of like top 50 best horror movies from the 80s, and like somehow I hadn't seen this one. I'm like, I can't be missing out on this. And it happened to have a rotten rating, so I was like, you know what? Valentine's Day, classic horror movie, why not? And it's like, I really enjoyed it because, I mean, I love horror, and I especially love 80s horror. I mean, what's not to love here, for me especially? So, yeah, I am going to give this a 7.6 out of 10. Might be higher rating than some would give it, but I really liked it. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.